What the fuck happened in 2023? At the start of the year, we were celebrating a $6 million Series A funding at an $80 million valuation, and we're just gonna get bigger and bigger, right? Wrong. 2023 was the year of the startup apocalypse. The market nosedived into a brutal recession. Silicon Valley Bank folded, leaving some of the biggest names in tech at zero overnight, and thousands more floundering. And we were almost caught in the fray. We were burning $300K a month, and our runway was getting shorter and shorter. But by thinking quickly and acting even quicker, we were able to get our shit together. We went from losing millions to actually turning a profit. And we did it all while signing up a record number of new customers. Here's what happened last year at my company, Law Trades, and what you can learn for your own startup. In 2022, we made 10 million bucks. Yay! And in 2023, we also did 10 million. Not so great. We didn't meet anyone's crazy expectations for how we were going to top the previous year. After almost going bankrupt, we found a new market, launched an iOS app, raised our Series A, and used our momentum to make $10 million. I'll leave a link in the description to that video. But there's only so much you can control. Last year was like hitting pothole after pothole, only to realize you were driving in the complete wrong direction to begin with. And we weren't the only ones. Just about every company in tech was screwed at some level. For us, it meant we were fighting against the current to sign up customers in a down market without the help of VCs to bail us out in case we ran out of runway. It was a market that would emphasize any bad decisions we'd made. And unfortunately, we had made a really big one. We did what we thought every company was supposed to do: grow. We hired a ton of new employees with the hopes that headcount growth would lead to soaring profit. But what happened was the opposite. We realized that more growth led to more complexity. And that complexity was the enemy to our execution. When a company grows headcount rapidly, it tends to become more convoluted because there are communication breakdowns, more meetings, more bureaucratic hurdles. This slows down decision-making, which then takes a hit on innovation. Rapid growth was also diluting our company culture. We lost that scrappiness and hunger that made us successful in the first place. When I realized that more employees meant more stress, more management, and less doing the thing I actually enjoyed, like building product and talking to our customers, we made the difficult decision to cut our team by over 70%. So how did we do in 2023? After a rough start where we were losing $300K a month, in December, we became net income profitable and cash flow positive. That means we were able to cover all of our expenses and overhead right from our profit, which is still growing today month over month. All in, we reduced our operating loss by 52% from 3.1 million down to 1.5 while maintaining the same revenue level of 10 million as last year. We served a record number of customers as we expanded to serve 230 companies, a 20% increase year over year. With a team of just myself, one designer, and 2 engineers, we were able to ship out 50 new features. That's about 1 improvement every week, our fastest rate yet. Delete, delete, delete. You haven't deleted enough until you have to add something back in. There are really 2 kinds of costs that are making a dent in your cash flow. The first is passive spending, the cost that you're taking for granted. Look at the subscriptions you're paying for every month that include redundancies, unnecessary tools, or you simply stop using them. We use ramp.com to assess all of our subscriptions and figure out what no longer served us, and we ended up saving thousands per month. The second type of spend is called active spending. How many paychecks are you signing off on every week? How many of those jobs are actually crucial to be full-time positions? How many can be handled by independent contractors, which is much cheaper? Let's take that even further. How many of your company's jobs can actually be automated? After reducing our team, our company leveraged tools like ChatGPT and Zapier to automate tasks, streamline operations, and pretty significantly reduce our OpEx. Automation ultimately became the reason we were able to expand our client base to historic highs, even after we drastically reduced our team by making the platform more self-serve to our customers and less sales and account management driven. These tools saved us time, and the phrase is a cliche because it's true. Time is money. Be a stay-up, not a startup. 90% of startups fail, 10% will fold in the first year. After that, a whopping 70% will close in the next 2 to 5 years. A startup is an idea with money behind it. A stay-up is a company with history behind it and a legacy ahead. Having been in business for almost 10 years now, I've experienced a lot of near-death experiences. What every startup needs to become a stay-up is a sustainable business model. You're prioritizing profitability over rapid growth. Like I said, we're no longer living in a time where a VC will fund a company's survival. We should be raising money from our own customers. We're truly living in a time where no one will save you but yourself. Cash is king. Recently, profit-sharing startups have been on the rise to combat the anxieties about VC-backed startups. Liquidity is our greatest means of survival. The only guarantee that your company will continue on is if it's making enough money to stay in business. Simple as that. We were able to hit profitability through frugality, finding cheap ways to increase efficiency, reevaluating our cash flow. What exactly is cash flow? Imagine you have a lemonade stand. You have money that's coming in, profit, and you have money that's going out, ingredients and supplies. You ask someone, let's say an investor in lemonade stands, who agrees to give you some money upfront for a larger return later. Your other options, you can also ask your customers to pay you sooner for goods. Or conversely, you can ask your suppliers if you can pay them later. You do this to keep your money for longer so you have more flexibility and security. You can then use that money to improve your business so that you make more money than you're spending. This makes your business cash flow positive. We did this by negotiating payment terms with customers and vendors to prolong our cash flow runway, the amount of time we get to keep the money. We also leverage revenue-based financing to get capital up front in order to reinvest it back into our company without having to sell equity or wait to get paid first. This strategy helped us become cash flow positive virtually overnight. Stillness over stasis. Movies like The Wolf of Wall Street or The Social Network show these guys who can't stop, won't stop, regardless of the market or the law or the basic limits of the human body. That just isn't realistic, and it definitely isn't sustainable. The hard truth is momentum is an energy bank, and sometimes it needs to recharge. When you have the momentum, seize it. When you don't, pivot the vision. Recognize that momentum will come again, and be real with yourself when you don't have it. My company was experiencing hyper growth because we were motivated, but we were also in a decade-long tech bubble that decided to burst. We're now in a market where even giants like Google are reducing their teams by the thousands. So what do you do when you don't have momentum? Slow down. Focus on the resources you still have available, like your own creativity. You can't quantify creativity. It's an infinite resource. And during periods of consolidation are times when you can exercise that muscle through reflecting, learning, and finding novel solutions. Of course, it's easy to feel down, but you should utilize a difficult time to focus on improvements, infrastructure, and how to maintain collective optimism. We went back to the basics of our business, like improving the core product. This enabled us to find novel ways to cut our OpEx and increase our margins. Like Charlie Munger said, take a simple, basic idea and take it very seriously. Create something people want that makes more than you spend. Establish realistic goals, and find creative ways to spend your money wisely. Law Trades is in a very different place than I thought it'd be today. We're smaller, hungrier, we're also happier and more creative than ever before. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please share it with a friend and hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton.